Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Hadi, and please before you leave, make sure you click on that subscribe button and make sure you click on that bell so you get notified whenever I post. And that's one for you. Yeah. Anyways, no long thing, no long intro. As you can tell by the title today, I'm basically just going to be telling you guys a few things that you need to know before traveling to the Gambia. As some of you guys know, and if you don't, I'm gonna put a vlogs that I've done while I was in Gambia, so you can go down and watch them. I was in Gambia recently. I came back this year, and obviously I haven't been for 5 years before I went recently, if that makes sense. So I'm basically just going to be talking to you guys about stuff that I wish that I knew before I went, if that makes sense. Some of the things are kind of just common sense, but some of the things also are like what I experienced, and I just don't want other people to go through that, if that makes sense. So just to kind of prepare you, because I know that obviously now COVID is still going around, but a lot of people are more a lot of places are more open, so people are able to travel, let's say, a bit more now, alhamdulillah for that. So you know, I'm just here to help all you out, and I'm saying just to prepare you of what may happen to you. It's not 100% that is going to happen to you. It's not 100% something that you might experience personally. Some of the things I'm going to be talking to you about are things that I have experienced, mainly I have experienced myself. So yeah, so without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So before you come from my hair, I know I look different because like I look so different, but I'm trying out a new thing, and the bangs are not really banging right now, but we're just gonna forget about that. Okay. Anyways, so the first thing that I want to talk about will be just be very careful of scammers. By the way, these are not like in no order, just going off by things that I wrote down. Be very careful of scammers. So basically, this is not everybody, and obviously I'm not gonna say just Gambia, because there's other countries as well where you can get scammed easily. So what I'm just saying, just to be careful when traveling, just in general. Like, this is not just Gambia, like just in general, right? So for example, if you haven't been for a very long time like me, and you know, there are people, first of all, let's start off from the airport. From the airport, there are certain people that will dress up as the helpers to help you with like your luggages, to help you find a taxi and stuff like that. But really and truly, they don't even work at the airport. They're just there. So basically, they'll be like, oh, let me help you. When they help you, and then once they get to wherever they need to drop off your luggage, it's like, drop my hand, do you know what I mean? It's like, give me money, which I feel like you should do anyway, like tip people that are helping you if you have it, you know what I mean? But some of these people don't even work for the airport. They don't even work there. They're just there just to scam people of their money, do you know what I mean? But apparently now that has changed now. Apparently now people are not allowed to go in the airport. So but just still be very, you know, aware that it could happen, because sometimes they wear the actual like work uniform, and sometimes they're just standing outside. And when you do get the people that actually work for the airport, be nice and tip them, guys. Even if it's just $50 or $20, just give them something, because it's not an easy job, do you know what I mean? It's really not. But also be very careful with scammers as well, okay? The next thing I want to talk about will have to be the police, and I'm very scared to talk about this topic because I don't know if they're gonna come for me. So I'm going to be very careful of like what I say, but I'm not going to be like sugarcoating nothing. Okay. Now I have a whole story time that I want to post, but I kind of have to keep going back and watching it to make sure, like, you know. But forget about that. So the police in Gambia, some of them are really, really nice. Like, some of them will literally, you'll be like so amazed at how professional they are and how helpful they can be, especially to people like me. Like, if I haven't been to Gambia for 5 years, or those that haven't been for 10 years, or like people that never been before, some of them are really, really nice. They give you guide, you know what I mean? And then you have some, I don't know whether they can just smell that you're not from the country, or whether they can just tell that you haven't been in this country for a very long time. Some of them are just, I don't understand how it works, but it's like I can't even tell you guys a story because it's not even my story like that to tell. But what was I gonna say? Oh, my eyes are hurting, guys. Like I was saying, it's not even my story to tell like that. But let's just say, for example, if you drive a really nice car, or like a decent car even, and they see you, say for example, like you dress very well, it's very well and decent, I don't know how they just know, but they will stop you. They will stop you. There's an 80% chance that you're gonna get stopped if you're driving a nice car, okay? And majority of the time, you're not even like in the wrong. Like you haven't done anything wrong. Like they're literally looking for something to put in their pockets, right? And I understand, like I see some of these policemen on like in the middle of the road, like directing traffic, and I feel sorry for them because it's like the sun is hot, like it's boiling hot, yeah? They stand in the middle of the road directing traffic. Understand that, but don't make it seem like we have to give you something. Like we don't have to, but if you can, guys, please do. But you don't. It's not like by force I have to give you money. Like it's not. And there's other ways to go about it, and there's other ways to ask, apart from trying to make it seem like I've done something illegal or I've done something wrong and you're just stopping me. And when they stop you, they act like they don't even know that you're there. Like they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to hear your side of the story. And especially if there's more than one police person, that's the worst, because they will just be talking to each other. They won't even like acknowledge that you're there. They won't even talk to you unless you bring out money. Like, and I'm just there like, that's not right. Like that's just not right, okay? Like I get it, your work is very hard, but there's other ways to go about it than like making people suffer. And you chose this profession, so how are you gonna make someone else suffer for it? That doesn't make sense, do you know what I mean? But like I said, there's some that are doing amazingly, and if you do have something in your pocket and you feel like giving it to them, by all means do it, but it's not by force. Don't let no one force you. Don't let them bully you into giving them money, especially if you're not in the wrong. That's if you're not in the wrong. Even if you're in the wrong, don't make them bully you. If you're in the wrong, tell them, give me the paperwork, let's go to court. Which they won't do because they don't like doing paperwork, and majority of the time they know that they're in the wrong. Do you know what I mean? So just be careful. Not only like normal people will scam you, the police will actually scam you. Like they will scam you. They'll make you feel like you don't know what's going on. Like just because I haven't been here for 5 years doesn't mean I don't know the system. Do you know what I mean? So, but like I said, if you do have something on you and you genuinely feel like you want to give it to them, by all means do that. But it's not by force. Do not let them bully you into giving them money just because they're wearing uniform. Don't do that. Don't let them. Okay? Cool. The next one I'm going to talk about is money. You have to be so smart with money. This is one mistake that I've made when I went to Gambia. I was basically like I was saying, basically you have to be very smart with your money. Like you have to be so smart with your money. Like don't feel like okay, I'm just going to Gambia. Like if you have people that are there to look after you, by all means that's fine. But if you're going there, like just be very careful. The one mistake that I made was, obviously I haven't been for 5 years, and when I went 5 years ago they didn't have ATMs. Like they didn't have ATMs where I could use, I don't know if they did, but I didn't see ATMs where I could use like my own card. Sorry guys. So like I was saying, I didn't know at the time. Oh my god, something's in my eye. Like I was saying, at the time, like 5 years ago, I didn't even know there was ATMs. I don't know if there were. I don't want to say there weren't, just in case I'm the only one that hasn't seen them. But I haven't seen ATMs where I could use like my own card from England. So I could use like my Barclays card. And obviously when I went this time, there was ATMs literally everywhere. So normally what I would do what my mum would tell me to do would be like go to what's the name of the place? Something like go somewhere and take the money out in bulk. Like not all of it, but like maybe take half of it out. For example, if I went with £500, go and take out like £200. Obviously in Dallas, convert it in Dallas and keep that with me. But what I did was, whenever I would go out, I would just use my card. So I was just using my card whenever I go out, instead of just having money instead of having like a set amount of money with me. So I'll be able to, I can't speak, so that I'll be able to budget like how much I want to spend a day or a week. Do you know what I mean? So that's one mistake I made, is the fact that I was just, whenever I went out, it was just okay, because it's so easy, and they charge you like $100 or like $75 to cash it out. So I was just there like, yeah, just literally wherever I go, I'm just putting my card in the ATM, I'm just taking money out every day, and that wasted so much of my money, and I didn't even realize it until when I checked my bank account, and I was thinking, yeah, you're not rich to be doing that. So be careful of that. It's very tempting though. Like when you see an ATM, you're thinking, instead of having big cash money at home with me, which can't be saved sometimes because you never know, let me just be doing it at ATMs. But you have to be able to control yourself. Don't be like me, every time you go, you're just taking out bare money. Like, don't do that. Don't, because your money will go to waste. Like, another thing about money will be like, whenever you go out, at least make sure you have like at least $1,000 on you. If you're from England, that's like £20, like roughly £20. At least have $1,000 on you, because you never really know. Like, you never actually really know like what you can. For example, when I go out, I don't go out alone. I go out with my friends. Do you know what I mean? So you just never know. Anything can happen. Like, anything can happen at any time. Especially if you haven't been for a very long time and you're going out. You want to make sure you have something with you. I feel like that's just common sense, but just make sure you have something with you. Like, it doesn't have to be like 5k, 10k, even like 1,000, 2,000 max. You know, you have it in your bag secured. You know, like if anything happens, like I can get home. I can be able to get town trip or taxi or van. I can able to get food. Do you know what I mean? Just something in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about, because obviously, like I said, we are still in the COVID period, so there will still be COVID tests that you need to do, which is the PCR test. So when I was going, I did a PCR test and I did the NHS test as well, just to make sure I have both of them in my hand. So basically, the PCR test is like I feel like it's the more in-depth, like more detailed test, I think. And then the NHS test is just the swabbing thing in your nose and in your mouth. So they don't take the NHS test, they take the PCR test. So if you just go and just get the NHS test, there's a high possibility that they won't allow you to go past, or they might ask you to pay for it at the airport to do your PCR test. Yeah, so just make sure that you guys have your PCR test on deck, like make sure. And I think it's a 72 hours rule thing, like you have to get it done before. It can't be any later than 72 hours when you arrive. I don't know how to do that. So basically like 3 days before you travel, you're meant to take it. But I would advise taking at least 2 days before, so that it's just in case. So that it depends on what time you arrive in Gambia. Do you know what I mean? So it's like 3 days. Do you get it? So I took mine 2 days or a day before I traveled. So also travel guide as well. Before you travel, make sure you look. I don't know other countries and stuff like that, but in England there's you can check gov.uk and it has like all the countries, and you can click on Gambia and it basically tells you like the restrictions, what you need, if you need to isolate yourself, if you need to do all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? So just read all of that through, and also read what you need for when you're coming back into the UK, or when you're coming back into wherever you're coming from. Does that make sense? The next thing that this personally happened to me and my boyfriend. So basically, apparently, because obviously we have a British passport, so if you don't have a Gambian passport, you're basically, even though you were born in Gambia, you're not really a Gambian citizen unless you have a passport, right? So obviously there's meant to be a 28 days rule thing, so you can stay in Gambia up to 28 days, but if you're going to stay longer, you can stay longer. But if you want to stay longer, you have to go to the embassy, and basically they'll give you like an extension, if that makes sense. We did not know that, so obviously we traveled for like about 5 weeks. So when we got to the airport, luckily we had someone that was very, very nice. They were basically just like, you do know that you overstayed, and we were just thinking, like, I'm Gambian, I was born here, my birth certificate is Gambian, like why do I need to have a passport to prove that? Do you know what I mean? So he was basically just like, oh, you have to go to the embassy if you know you're going to stay for more than a month, or this and the other. So it was like, oh, we didn't know. Like, but luckily we had a very nice person. So he was just like, okay, cool, just make sure next time, because we didn't stay for like 2 months. It was literally like 5 weeks, I think. So he was just like, okay, like this time is fine because you haven't stayed for like 2 months, or else you don't got into trouble. And I'm just like, I didn't know that, like, because I'm actually Gambian, so why do I need a passport to prove that I'm Gambian? Do you know what I mean? But he was just like to me, just this time we'll let you off, but next time when you are coming, make sure you go to the embassy and make sure you tell them this is the how many days you're going to stay for, and this and the other. Because even at immigration they do ask you that as well, like how long are you planning on staying in the Gambia and stuff like that. And we told them the days we wanted to stay, so I don't understand why You know, I don't understand why they didn't tell us that we had to go to the embassy and stuff like that. So we didn't know. So make sure you guys do your research before you actually book your tickets and stuff like that. Another thing I want to touch up about the airport is make sure that you have money with you. Like, make sure you have money with you at the airport, even if it's in pounds or in dollars. Make sure you have money with you, because there's going to be people that are going to help you with your luggage. If you need help, you're going to have to pay them at least $150. Or you can be generous to them, or give them all your dollars because you know you won't need them. Or there's going to be maybe sometimes overweight luggages, and sometimes you might have a really nice person that might be like, okay, cool, just drop my direct after, you know, you can go if it's not way too overweight. Or you might have some people that are generally like, no. Do you know what I mean? So just make sure you always have money on you. I know it sounds bad because it's like you're bribing them, but it's just like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not telling people to go bribe people, because not everyone can be bought, not everybody can be bought, but just make sure you have some dollars with you. You might even be able to buy food from that at the airport, do you know what I mean? So just make sure you have some dollars with you, or some pounds, or whatever money you guys use. Just have that with you in your purse. Okay, another thing I want to talk about is overweight luggages. Guys, do not do it. Don't do it. If you know you're gonna go to Gambia and you know you're gonna bring back the whole of Gambia, don't wait until last minute and try to fit everything into your suitcase, and then when you get to the airport they're like, no. So majority of things have to go, and obviously the COVID is still going on. So when we was traveling, no one was allowed in with us apart from the people that were actually traveling. So for example, if I had an overweight luggage, my stuff would have stayed at the airport. They would have kept it, because I didn't have anyone to take it back home for me, because no one's allowed inside the airport apart from the people that are actually traveling. So if you know you're gonna go to Gambia and you're gonna want to bring bui, kaba, wanja, African clothing, Kong, you know, Yates and all that stuff, you know you're gonna bring them, buy extra luggage. Don't go and waste your money and buy all this stuff just to go to the airport for them to tell you can't take them. Some people you can bribe them, but sometimes when it's way too overweight, they're not gonna allow it, because they're gonna lose their job. So they're not gonna allow it, regardless of whatever amount of money you give them. They're just wasting money. So it's better for you to just use that money and get extra luggage, or just don't buy as much stuff. Like, don't go overweight. Also, one thing I recommend is to get a weigher, something you can weigh your suitcases with. That's what we got. We got a really cheap one. I think it was like $5.99 from Trespass. It's like an outdoor clothing thing. But any weigher can be used to weigh your suitcases. We just got like the hand one. Literally, you put it on your suitcase and lift it and tells you the weight, so you roughly know what you can deal with. So even if you're overweight by like maybe 1 kilo, you know, okay, maybe I can bribe them, do you know what I mean? Or maybe let me reduce stuff, instead of going all the way to the airport, having to open your suitcase, taking things out, having to leave it at the airport because you have no one to take it back home, and you're just wasting money. So don't do that. Do not do that. Next thing I want to talk about is basically just be open-minded. Like, Gambia has changed a lot. So if you're someone like me, before recently, if I hadn't gone, since I haven't been there for like 5 years before I went recently, I was expecting like, I don't know if I was expecting the same thing or not, but I was shocked at what I've seen in Gambia. Like, because like I said, I haven't been for 5 years and I've seen a lot of improvement. Like, I wasn't able to tell my way from the airport to my house, and I was able to do that 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Because everything has changed. Not just the airport road, like people, like there's new houses, people are building their houses, people are opening up businesses, people are doing a lot of things. So a lot of things has changed. So just be open-minded when you go. Like, don't go there expecting way too much, and don't go there expecting, but yeah, like I was saying, don't go there expecting way too much or way too little. Just go there, be open-minded, be humble, and just know you're here to have a good time. Respect the country. Even those, like, everyone is welcome to the Gambia. Like, everybody wants, like, I'm pretty sure everyone would want people to know about their culture, to know about their country. But just be respectful, even if you're Gambian or not. Just be respectful in general. I feel like that's just something that you should do regardless of wherever you are. So but yeah, be open-minded. Like, don't just go there and just be like, oh I'm bougie, or like it's good to feel confident. It's good to feel like you're that bitch, or you're queen, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like that and acting like a total ass, those are two different levels. two different levels. Okay, so just be open-minded and be humble. And yeah, so anyways, I know I probably have a lot more that I want to talk about, but my storage is full, so I'm just gonna end this video here. I really do hope that you guys can take some kind of notes from this video, so it can help you and prepare you for when you are traveling to Gambia. Some of these points are just basic knowledge that I feel like you can basically take with you to any country. It doesn't just have to be Gambia, so any country people can watch this if you want to. But like I said, yeah, just take some notes and make sure you're prepared before you actually travel to Gambia, just so you know what to look out for. Like I said, that what happens to me doesn't mean it's gonna happen to you. Everyone is different, everyone has different luck, so everything that might happen to me might not even happen to you. Do you know what I mean? Or something might happen to you that have never happened to me. But this is just my experience. It's just certain things that I feel like I wish I knew before I traveled to Gambia, and now obviously that I have and I kind of experienced some of this, I just felt like it was only right to come up here and tell you guys. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys can take notes, and hopefully I can help. Hopefully those notes can help you in some way to prepare you for your holidays. Everyone that's going in December, I hope you all have a blast. I hope you all have a safe journey, and just remember to respect the country and then get lit, have fun, and just live your best life, okay? Period. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.